München showed there was life left in the old dog without Lewandowski after they opened up with a 6-1 domination of Frankfurt, of course. Who's going to kick on in match number 2? We're going to get into it, all of it, next. That's right, folks. Bab's giving a prediction video today. We look forward to match number 2 in this year's Bundesliga, and we'll get to that in just one second. If you know where you've been, smash your subscribe button and bang out today. All things Bundesliga related, Babanovas related, world football related. We got it all here, boys. Under one Ruski. That's right, Bayern top the table already. Of course, they've continued where they left off, as champions, as number 1, and they return to that spot after the first game of asking, of course, who's going to join them competing for the title this campaign. We'll get into it, all of it in a minute. Of course, big shout out, of course, to my VIPs. They are the patrons, guys and girls, of course. But anyway, let's get cracking, of course, and have a look at how we all got on last time around. And of course, match day number 1. These were the games, of course, coming at you right here, right now. Where am I? Where am I? Here I am. And here come the results. My results are on the left-hand side. Actually, my predictions are on the left. The real deal is on the right here. So let's get into it. Of course, kicking off with Frankfurt. Did lose to Bayern 6-1 in the end, 2-1 for me. Union Berlin did beat Hertha Berlin in the Battle of the Berlins, 3-1 in the end, 2-0 for me. Not too shabby. Gladbach with a big 3-1 over Hoffenheim, and I called it, lads. Absolutely called it. Bang on the Schnolskis. Meanwhile, Wolfsburg against Werder Bremen in the Battle of the Ws, 2-2 in the end, 2-0 for me. For Wolfsburg, so I've got that one wrong. Bochum did lose to Mainz, 2-1 in the end. Now at the draw. Augsburg also got battered by Freiburg and then 4-0, 2-1 for me as well. Dortmund with a big 1-0 win over Leverkusen, 3-2 win for me. Same deficit, not too shabby there. Stuttgart did draw with Leipzig, 3-2 in the end for me on that one. And of course, Köln did beat Schalke, 3-1 in the end, 2-1 for me. Ain't too shabby indeed, lads, of course. What about the table? The table looks like this right here, right now. Bayern lead the charge with, of course, that superior goal deficit. Freiburg up there, Bochum, Borussia Mönchengladbach and Union Berlin in the Power 4. And, of course, if we were to end the season today, Frankfurt, Augsburg going down, Hertha Berlin in a bit of no man's land, of course. Well, what about you guys then, eh? What about you over in the Super Brew Prediction League? Let's get into it. This is the table. Of course, as you can see, I'm sitting pretty in 4th. Ain't too shabby, boys and girls, after match day number 1, but it is the Mexican sniper Omar is up there, running away with it. Top billing, 11 points as well. He's actually based here out in the US of A. He's in 5 tournaments as well. He's got 28 caps to his name. Goodness gracious me. If you want to see how he's doing, I don't even know what he's doing here. He's whatever's going on in here. So fantastic, but he is number 1 here in the Blackburn Rovers Overseas Bundesliga predictions resulter. Get yourself involved. I'll show you the link in a second, and of course the chasing pack as well. Who had a shitter down here? Kevin, of course, just a 1 point, absolute nightmare. And if you want to have a look at his scores, you're gonna have to become a member of the team, and you can have a look back at how poorly everybody and Kevin did. But Kevin will bounce back. I know he is. He'll peak soon. Don't you worry. But me, not too shabby. I'm showing you that I'm all about it. I know what I'm talking about. Indeed. Should we have a look at mine, shall we? Shall we look? No, we're not going to look. Neutral, like Switzerland, that's me. Anyway, that's, of course, the state of play there. This is, of course, the link. /Bundes, get involved, free to enter, get your name in lights, all that kind of good stuff. And we'll see you next week, that's right. Of course, we are talking about these games right here, right now. So let's get into the thick of things and have a little look at these games coming at you this coming weekend. Of course, can it be back-to-back wins for the likes of Gladbach? Of course, will it also be back-to-back wins for the likes of Bayern? We'll see about that. But kicking us off this weekend, it'll be Freiburg. It'll be Dortmund, of course, be on Friday, August the 12th. Now, these two sides have played each other 46 times in 1983, 7 wins for Freiburg, 28 wins for Dortmund, 11 draws, of course. Freiburg, they're winning 5 of the bats, 92% form for them right now, up against the Dortmund side, who haven't beaten the last 3 games, 58% form for them moving forward. Biggest win for Dortmund over Freiburg, 5-0 win. The biggest win the other way, a 3-0 win for Freiburg. In fact, Freiburg has scored just 48 goals compared to Dortmund's 99 over the course of those 46 games. Works out about 2.15 goals a game for Dortmund compared to 1.04 for Freiburg. Last round, though, in Freiburg, it was a 2-1 win for Freiburg back in August 2021. That was also a match number 2. In fact, the UEFA hasn't won this game since Dortmund beat Freiburg back in April 2019. Freiburg opened up with a 4-0 win over Augsburg, Dortmund with a 1-0 win over Leverkusen. Both sides come into this without conceding a goal so far this season. 11-5 is your Freiburg, 11-10 is your Dortmund, and we've also got in the middle there 11-4 for the draw. Going to go with a 2-0 for Dortmund here on the road here. Big win for them, of course, and denting Freiburg after making a fantastic start themselves. Meanwhile, Bayer Leverkusen up against Augsburg coming at you at the Bay Arena on the 13th of August. Played to the 24 times to 2008, 60 wins for Leverkusen, 1 win for Augsburg, 7 draws, of course. Leverkusen coming to this back-to-back defeats for them, 58% form against the Augsburg side, who's just won 1 in 5 for them, 42% form for them moving forward. Biggest win for Augsburg over Leverkusen, 2-0 win, the biggest win on the way, a 5-1 win. In fact, Leverkusen scored 54 goals compared to Augsburg's 21 over the course of those 24 games. Works out about 0.88 goals a game for Augsburg, 2.25 goals a game for Leverkusen. Moving on, though, of course, Leverkusen did beat Augsburg 5-1 last round. That was back in January 2022 on match number 20. Freiburg, though, big 4-0 win over Augsburg heading into this. Augsburg, big 4-0 loss against Freiburg heading into this. Leverkusen with a big 1-0 loss against Dortmund heading into this. The odds at 11-4 on is your Leverkusen, 17-4 is your 6-1 is your away win. That is Augsburg. 2-0 win for me for Leverkusen. First win on the box. Get themselves moving in the right direction. RB Leipzig up against Köln, of course, coming at you this coming Wochenende at the Red Bull Arena. Played each other 10 times 2016. 2 wins for the visitors, 5 wins for Leipzig, and 3 draws, of course. Leipzig, though, 52% form. 50% form. 1-2 lost and drawn 2 heading into this. Köln, though, 58% form, winning 3 of the last 4, of course. Biggest win for the visitors over Leipzig, 2-1 win. The biggest win in the way. 4-1 win for Leipzig. In fact, Leipzig scored 20 goals compared to Köln's 12. Works out around 1.20 goals a game ratio for the away side. 2 goals scored on average for Leipzig heading into this one. Last time around, though, of course, in Leipzig, it was a 3-1 for Leipzig back in February 2022. In fact, Leipzig, just 1 defeat though one defeat for Leipzig over the last 6 between these two sides, and of course Köln opened up with a 3-1 win against Schalke. Leipzig with a draw against Stuttgart last time around. The odds for this one then is 29 on is your Leipzig, and 10-3 is draw, 90-4 is your Cologne on this one. Back in Leipzig here, 3-1 win for them to give themselves a win in the big fat W column, and of course move the chains as well. Hoffenheim up against Bochum, of course, coming at you this weekend as well. Played each other 9 times, 8-3 wins for Hoffenheim, 6 wins for Bochum, 0 draws, of course. Hoffenheim, though, just 1 defeat, about 75% form up against the Bochum side, winning 4 of the last 6 games, 67% form for them moving forward. Biggest win over each other, 3-0 win. In fact, Hoffenheim scored just 10 goals compared to Bochum's 14, works out about 1.56 goals a game for Bochum, and 1.11 goal a game for Hoffenheim heading into this. Meanwhile, of course, last round in Hoffenheim was a 2-1 win for Bochum, and in fact, they did the double over Hoffenheim last season, scoring 4 goals, conceding just the 1 over the 2 games. Hoffenheim did lose to Gladbach last time round. Bochum did lose to Mainz last time round, of course, heading into this. 20-11 on is your Hoffenheim, 7-2 is your draw, 70-4 is your away win. I'm back in Hoffenheim to bounce back at home. 2-1 win for them in the end. Hertha Berlin, they're going to be locking arms against Eintracht Frankfurt, of course. Both sides come into this in the relegation zone. Played each other 39 times at 1996, 16 wins for Hertha Berlin, 13 wins for Frankfurt, and 10 draws, of course. Hertha Berlin, though, losing 5 of them out, 17% form. Up against the Frankfurt side, just lost once of the last 6, 75% form for them moving forward. Frankfurt have actually got the biggest win over Hertha Berlin. It was a 4-0 win, the biggest win in their way, a 6-1 win. In fact, Hertha Berlin scored 61 goals compared to Frankfurt's 55 over the course of those 39 games. Works out about 1.56 goals a game compared to the 1.41 goals for Frankfurt heading into this. Last time around, though, over in Berlin, it was a 4-1 for Frankie back in March the 5th. Of course, March the 5th be with you, of course, match number 25. And Frankfurt did lose to Bayern last time around. Hertha Berlin did lose to Union Berlin in the Battle of the Berlins heading into this this one then, shall we? Of course, the odds for this, 20-11 on is your Hertha Berlin, 51-5 is draw, 65 is your away win. That is Frankie. Favourite to win this game. Going to go with them as well with a 2-0 win, just like the bookie said. Back the Frankie on this one. Werder Bremen up against Stuttgart, of course, coming at you over at the Wasserstadion. That's right, on the 13th of August. Bremen managed by Uli Werner up against Stuttgart. Pellegrino Matarazzo played to the 55 times to 92, 18 wins apiece, 19 draws. Just 1 defeat in the last 6 for Bremen right now, 75% form up against the Stuttgart side. Unbeaten in the last 8 games, picked up 5 wins in the last 6, 92% form for them moving forward. Biggest win for Stuttgart over Bremen, a 6-0 win, the biggest win in the way, a 6-2 win. Bremen have actually scored 93 goals compared to Stuttgart's 83 over the course of the 55 games. There's actually goals in this, 1.69 goals a game ratio for Bremen, 1.51 goals a game ratio for Stuttgart moving forward. However, last time around over in Bremen, it was a 2-1 win for Stuttgart. They actually went back-to-back last time around, back in the 2020-2021 season. Stuttgart opened up with a draw against Leipzig. Bremen opened up with a draw with Wolfsburg last time around. The odds for this one, though, quite tight, I imagine, on this. We have 13-10 is your Werder Bremen, 5-2 is your draw, and 90-10 is, of course, your Stuttgart on here. I'm going with a 2-1 win for Werder Bremen at home, back in the Bundesliga. You can't bat against it. Meanwhile, Schalke up against my boys Borussia Mönchengladbach coming at you. The Veltins Arena, played to the 57 times in 1992, 21 wins apiece, 15 draws, just 1 win and 6 for Schalke right now, 33% form up against a Gladbach side, unbeaten in the last 9 games, of course. In the last 6 at 75% form, winning 3 and drawing 3. Of course, the biggest win over Schalke, 3-0 win, the biggest win away, a 5-0 win. In fact, Schalke scored 73 goals compared to Gladbach's 77. Works out around about 1.35 goals a game for the visitors, 1.28 for the hosts. Last time around, though, in Schalke was a big 3-0 win for Gladbach. In fact, they scored 7 goals by conceding just the 1 over the last 2 games. back in the 2020-2021 season. Gladbach opened up with a 3-1 win over Hoffenheim. Of course, Schalke did lose to Köln last time around 3-1 as well. The odds on this one, 9-5 is your Schalke, 11-8 is your Gladbach, and 13-5 is your draw. Back in, of course, the Gladbach here to get themselves back-to-back wins. Moving on to Sonntag, the 14th of August. Play each other. It's Mainz, it's Union Berlin, it's at the Opel Arena, of course. Played each other 12 times, 2001, 5 wins apiece, 2 draws as well. Mainz, though, coming to this, just 1 defeat of the past 6 games, 67% form for them, up against the Union Berlin side, unbeaten in their last 6 games. Picking up 5 wins and just 1 draw, 92% form for them. They look good right now. Of course, big 4-0 win was the biggest over Mainz. Of course, a big 2-0 win for Mainz over Union Berlin was the biggest win to date. That stretches back to since 2001 anyway. Mainz have scored 14 goals compared to Union Berlin's 18. Works out around about 1.5 goals a game for Union Berlin and 1.17 for Mainz heading into this. Last time around, though, in Mainz, it was a big 2-1 win for Union Berlin. Back-to-back wins for them over them last season. That was back in October the 3rd. Union Berlin with a big 3-1 win over Hertha. They settled that score, didn't they? Mainz with a big 2-1 win over Bochum heading into this. The odds for this one, though, 13-10 is your Mainz, 9-4 is your draw, 2-1 is your, of course, your Union Berlin. Back in the Berlin boys here. 1-0 win for them on the road. Now, if you're a quick draw McGraw, you would have seen that score coming up there. It is Bayern, it is Wolfsburg. That's going to wrap up the weekend over at the Allianz Arena. Played each other 57 times in 1987. 45 wins for Bayern, 5 wins for Wolfsburg, and we've got 7 draws, of course. Bayern, though, just 1 defeat past 6, 67% form for them, up against the Wolfsburg side, who look very, very good right now. 83% form for them moving forward. Of course, biggest win for Wolfsburg over Bayern, a 5-1 win. The biggest win the other way, a 6-0 win. In fact, Bayern scored 148 goals compared to Wolfsburg's 51. Works out around 2.6 goals for the hosts, 0.89 for the visitors. Heading into this 4-0 it was last time out of the Allianz Arena. That was back in December 2021. Wolfsburg's last victory. I'm going to look back in the record books against Bayern. Was way back. 5-4 penalty win in the Super Cup. Does that count? If not, it doesn't really matter. It was in the Bundesliga. It was in 2015. It was a 4-1 win for Wolfsburg in Wolfsburg way back when. Of course, Wolfsburg opened up with a draw. I think it was against Bremen 2-2 it was. Of course, Bayern with a big 6-1 win over Frankie. The odds here, 9-1 on is your Bayern. Of course, 52 is your 14-1 is your Wolfsburg here. I'm going with a 3-0 comfortable win for Bayern on this one. That, my friends, is what I've got for you here. And if I'm right, this is what the table will look like right there. Bayern top of the pops, 6 points out of 6. Gladbach up there as well. Union Berlin and Dortmund complete the quadruple there with 4 teams on 100% record moving forward. And that is my take on it, guys. Be sure to get your own take in on it as well. We're going to do that right here at the old Super Brew, cut before Bundesliga, or Bundes, should I say. And then you'll get your name in lights next weekend only. That's it, boys and girls. Be sure to give us some love and smash your thumbs up, smash your subscribe. Check out that links down on Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, and of course Patreon as well. Of course, your one-stop shop for Bundesliga, Blackburn Rovers, and of course World Football. We've got the World Cup content brewing right here on the channel, so make sure you come back for that whenever it comes around. But until then, girls and guys, we are done right now.